It is January 11th, 2021, and in this video, I'm going to go over where to take a PCR test in the US before you head to Colombia. Follow along. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Again, in this video, I'm going to go over where you can take a PCR test in the US. It's been brought to my attention that a lot of airlines are already checking on this side, meaning on the US side. Before you head to Colombia, they're asking you for the PCR results. So I'm going to say and suggest as of now, because they're supposedly enforcing this starting tomorrow, which at some airports they already have in Colombia, don't leave the US without a negative PCR test result. Don't leave without it. Just get it done before you leave here. I'm told that most sites are now saying 2 to 3 days before they can get the results to you. Now, there's a few different locations that I've been able to find that the timing is slightly different, but let's just jump right in because this is going to be a quick one. Again, where can you get a PCR test done in the US? Okay, first location, well, first one I want to show you is this one just shows a few major bullet points, and I'm going to show you some detailed websites where you can find it. I'll put the links in the description below so you'll be able to do due diligence on your own. Check these places out yourself. You have to call some of these places yourself too. Don't just use me as your only news source. I'm giving you the best information that I have possible as of this point in time from my research over the internet. So how about CVS? So you know you can go to CVS. You just need to book an appointment. There's links on here. Click here. Walgreens also has another link. Click here, which I'll show you in a second. Passport Health, I'll show you in a second as well. And it tells you which states they're into. So this is capturetheatlas.com, and where to get a PCR test is what you'll search for once you get there. Of course, Quest Diagnostics. It looks like Quest Diagnostics is doing this home nasal swab test kit. Personally, I did the do-it-yourself in a CVS drive-through, and of course, you don't care for it anyway, but I want to know that I went far enough. I would rather leave that to a professional, somebody else to dig in my nose instead of me doing it myself, because I may be more apprehensive about putting it further in. That's just me. Okay, so it's saying for CVS there, the prices are about $139, 2 to 3 days, and that's for walk-in and drive-through. Walgreens, and you know, every CVS is going to be different though. Not all are going to have a drive-through, and not all are going to be doing the drive-through testing. My drive-through testing for CVS, again, they had me do it myself, was just going through the little booth, you know, where they turn around and go, here's your package, dig up your nose, and they talk you through it, through the glass. They didn't have you pull around and go under a tent or anywhere when an employee came out. I had to do it myself. So keep that in mind. They're all different. Walgreens, they're saying the price is 0, 3 days. Of course, I think that is if you have symptoms and you don't have insurance. It looks like in most cases, they're going to ask you for insurance. Do you have it? And they're going to try to bill your insurance. I've had that happen. Again, I've taken 4 tests. Passport Health, I'm going to show you that one in a second. They're asking for $200 and 3 days. They're doing both. And they give you an official travel certificate. I didn't see this to the right. So CVS will, Walgreens no, Passport Health yes. Well, you need that. So there you go, Passport Health. Do due diligence on your own though. Research this on your own. Research your research after you leave here too. So which states have quick test results? Well, quick test results may not be a PCR test. It may be the antigen test, which is the rapid test. And in which case they're not going to accept it. I'm telling you, don't go to Colombia without this test. Get these results. I am just letting you know that they are going to check this. They are checking it already in some airports, and they are going to check this. And if you do not have it, you may have issues. Okay, they may not just let you go to your hotel or go to your Airbnb and just relax and take the test at your leisure. They may not do that. Who knows how they're going to handle this when you get to the border. So get your test done before you go. Get your results done before you go. And here's a few places where they're doing it, a few states where you can search for. Anyway, so let's just jump into Passport Health. Now, Passport Health was that one that says that they give you a travel certificate. Yes. So Passport Health is easy. You type in your zip code. This is passporthealthusa.com. and it shows me where I can go. I can see it on a map, or I just typed in my zip code and it's showing me all the places that are around here, and either go to their specific site, or I can schedule now over the internet and go in, just do it, of course, within 96 hours of leaving. Okay, this is passporthealthusa.com. Also, Walgreens, they said they didn't give the certificate, so I don't know how you're getting it and if it's the full sheet. I'm told it needs to be the full sheet with the doctor's name, the place you had at the time you had it done, and so on. So I'm not sure, but Walgreens.com, find care. This one is from afar because there's some airports that are requiring it in the U.S. when you come back from there, or even other states. I didn't know this until recently too. This is dated maybe 3 weeks ago. Which airports require COVID testing? Alaska, you need proof of a negative COVID-19 test upon arrival. I just found that out today. Chicago, if you're from one of the red hot spots, so where is that? Texas, New York, Jersey, California, Oregon, Washington State. Where are the hot spots? So you need to know that too. If you're flying into Hawaii, I just found this out you guys told me about Hawaii, and to check out the Hawaiian Airlines, and I'm going to do that in a second. I'll show you. That came from one of my viewers. Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, they're all requiring these tests to even land at that airport. So just remember, you don't know how they're going to test when you go down. If you have a transfer from Boston to Florida and they don't test from Boston to Florida, they don't ask you for the test results from Boston to Florida, even though they know you're going on to Colombia. They may check it in Florida. They may check it in Panama if you're going from Florida, Panama to Bogota or to MDE. So, get your test. I'm telling you, get your test before you go. I'm suggesting that you get your test. You guys are going to roll how you're going to roll anyway, but I'm emphasizing this because don't go there and have to deal with this issue in another country. It's not fun. It's not fun standing in line at that airport anyway, even if there was no coronavirus. Because the people in immigration look like they're not happy to see you. I've never been like, welcome. It's just never happened. It's not like going to Jamaica. Welcome to Jamaica. You don't get that. I never got that vibe anyway. So this is saying get tested 1 to 3 days before your flight. Of course, you have 4 days. I would just wait until that 96-hour click over from your flight 4 days prior. I would time that out, get the test. That way it gives me as much time as possible. That's just me. With COVID testing, because there's a lot of airports that are actually doing COVID testing for you and your onward travel. Now, you're going to have to go to the airport, get it done, and still wait for it, which means you go to the airport and you come back. It's just another testing site for you, okay? Keep that in mind. Alaska, Juneau Airport, let's see, Arizona, and it tells you what you need to, where to go, level 1 next to baggage claim, yada, yada, yada. A lot are going to do the express check. The rapid test. So if they're not accepting the rapid test, don't go to that airport for that, and don't pick that choice. Don't do rapid test if you can do a PCR test. They are asking for a PCR test. That's what their mandate says. So it gives you the price. If you use the express check, there's $75. California. Let's see, California, Los Angeles Airport, Oakland International Airport, San Diego International, San Francisco, Connecticut at Bradley, Florida, FLL, Tampa International Airport, and you're probably going to be flying out of some of these, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, or MIA. Hawaii, of course. Illinois, it's at O'Hare. Chicago at Midway also. Maine, Massachusetts at Logan, Michigan, let's see, Minnesota, Jersey, and New York, Albany, and JFK, as well as LaGuardia. And of course, they're going to do a whole bunch in here. So you look through here, it'll say $75 for a rapid molecular test. You get the results in 15 minutes. Or $200 for an antibody test, and antibody test for $75. You can also get a PCR and antibody test at a cost of $90 together. Express Check is who's doing this, by the way. So I have a link also for Express Check. I'll put all these links that I'm putting up here. I just wanted to get this information to you as soon as possible, because if you're coming in tomorrow, if you're coming in today, really, I hope you have a test result. If you're going in tomorrow, make sure you have this, or you have some proof of showing that the test has already been taken, because they may be accepting that. I don't know. They may be accepting the fact that you have already applied, but you don't have the results. And that may be the way to squeeze through. Not sure. That's LaGuardia in New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, at DFW, Vermont. All these airports you can get the test done. Seattle at SeaTac and Washington, international airports. Let's see, Germany, Hong Kong. It goes over the list. So I'll leave this link here. This is afar.com. ExpressCheck at airports. Click here, Phoenix, Denver, Boston, Newark, and JFK in New York. COVID-19 testing. Now, here's a good one. This is testfortravel.com. This is actually my favorite because you click in here. Well, no, just click where you're going to go, which I've already done for Texas, and said, okay, search. And bling, bling, bling. It shows me a map. Says, okay, any lab test now, any lab test now, and where they are. So I have 14 in this area. I zoom in here. And I have 4 more, and it just spreads them out. So I can go up here on 10. I can come down off of Westheimer, and I have 2. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And you have 2 right here across from each other. So it says results in less than 72 hours. So this is any lab now, any lab test now. I'm sorry. And this is on the website of Test for Travel. This is the best one that I've found so far. So use this information. Get your test done before you're going to go down. If you can't tell, I am emphasizing this because you really don't want to get to that airport and have to deal with this when you get there, okay? So any lab test now, and there's a few, and you just do it for your state, let's say Boston. Okay, here you go. Here's the few locations you can go. Boston, you can go right downtown. And these are ExpressCheck, urgent cares. Urgent cares you need to keep in mind too. Those are probably the best sources too, especially if you can go at midnight and get a test done at one of those. So the timing for your flight may be better. If your flight is at midnight, do 4 days minus 2 hours and then run by at midnight, whatever time, or 2 a.m. to get it done. It's worth it. Okay. Messaging Guru, I'm going to do a video on this next time, but you need to know that holidays are coming up in Colombia. They're still actually locked down today through tomorrow morning, I believe, at 5 or 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. They're still on lockdown. Been on lockdown the whole weekend because it's a holiday weekend. There are lots of holidays in Colombia. I'm going to go over this next time. I'm going to do a separate video on this because you need to know if you're there during a holiday. I'm going to guess 3, in March, there's going to be another holiday. There's none in February, but there's one in March, at least one in March. And if you go and there's a 3-day weekend, they're probably going to shut it down again. This is as much information as I have found so far. If I'm offering any information of benefit, do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new news. Be safe, guys. Get this test, and like this video. Talk to you later.
We have a YouTube channel, like it.
Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.